Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Friends from Work. I'm Tom, this is Sean, and on today's episode we're going to be talking about Apple Plus's original movie, Spirited, starring Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds.
Spoilers.
There you go. Right before we do that, do us a favor, leave a like and subscribe right now. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Comment down below throughout this episode. And last episode I did start, so Sean, I'll let you kind of take it away. Your general thoughts before you go into start nitpicking the likes and dislikes overall.
I thought it was okay Christmas movie. It's a reimagining of the old story, The Christmas Story, or whatever.
Yeah.
I forgot exactly what it's called. About Scrooge.
Yeah.
A lot of singing, which isn't really my cup of tea. I mean, I didn't know Ryan Reynolds sang that much.
Yeah.
I knew Will Ferrell's
Yeah.
got a nice voice, but Will Ferrell had like 4 different singing acts.
yeah.
I'd say Ryan Reynolds 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like the black lady had 2 or 3.
Mhm.
It was like, there's like 10 performances in it, which, like I said, really not my cup of tea, but they were okay. Ryan Reynolds sang a little bit better than I thought. I always knew Will Ferrell could sing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that black woman could sing, but I don't know her name. No disrespect, but
It's racist.
I'm not racist. I'm half black. I can say whatever I want.
That sounds pretty racist to me.
But besides that, I thought it was a nice little fun Christmas movie. A new spin on an old story that we all know.
Yeah.
And still like paying homage to the original story. So I think they did a good job there.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with him. Regarding the musical stuff, I was surprised. I'm not a big musical guy either, but for me it worked. I think they didn't. In my opinion, they didn't overdo it. I think it was like pretty paced out.
It was
well.
okay. A
Yeah.
lot of times when I'm watching a musical, I'll just fast forward through that shit.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel the need. They were okay. Their
Yeah.
singing voices were fine. The song, they weren't like outdrawn 5-minute
Yeah.
numbers either.
Yes,
They were like a
yeah.
minute and a half, a minute.
Yeah,
So it wasn't
they kept
that
it short
bad.
and sweet.
Sometimes in movies when they do a musical, it'll be like a whole 5-minute
yeah,
number. Where
yeah.
like those, it'll be like quick, like 1 or 2 minute top things.
Yeah, no, yeah. So they did a good job with that. I wasn't really annoyed with it. 'Cause, similar to Sean, I'm not a big musical guy, and I didn't know this was a fucking musical
No, I
either.
didn't either.
So that kind of took me by surprise. At first, I thought they'd do 1 or 2 songs because when they did initially, like, oh, okay. just
Yeah, the
Phil
first
being
one I was like,
funny.
oh, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
And I'm
but then it's like the whole
but they
fucking
do. There's
movie.
like 10.
Yeah, so it is a musical movie. Give you a little warning about that. But overall, I did enjoy it. Similar to Sean, it was a fun movie. I had low expectations going into it. Because I've never seen Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell work together like that before. And also, Will Ferrell's been pretty quiet these last few years. He hasn't been doing much. And that Sherlock and Watson movie was pretty garbo.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
So I thought it was kind of coming towards its end.
This is good.
So I was really surprised. Like
Ryan
their
Reynolds
chemistry
got to be
worked.
Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah,
and Will Ferrell got to be Will Ferrell.
yeah.
Like,
Their
it's-
comedy.
It's just what you would imagine, really.
Yes, his slapstick comedy with Ferrell versus Ryan Reynolds' smartassery,
Yeah,
sarcasm
sarcastic. I don't
really
give a
worked
fuck.
very
Yeah, they
well
did
together.
good, yeah.
I was very surprised about that. Yeah, that's what I pretty much put. And yeah, the musical wasn't really too annoying. It worked great for the movie and the cast overall. It kind of what Sean said, like I didn't realize Ryan Reynolds could sing or he would do a
Had he
musical.
ever done anything like that before?
No.
Like when he started singing, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, calm down.
And
champ.
like again, I thought the first time I was like, oh, it's just this funny thing. That
Yeah.
You know what I mean, but like I said, he did it like twice more.
Yeah, no. So I wasn't really upset with it. But regarding the movie in general, I will say it was probably the most predictable movie I watched.
Yeah.
It's very easy to
It's a
figure out.
Christmas movie though,
Yeah.
so you know, like, have you ever seen a Christmas movie that wasn't
Like
obviously predictable?
I knew from the jump, Will Ferrell's like Scrooge. Like
I thought that his boss was Scrooge.
I thought so for a second,
Yeah.
but then he was like, because then they mentioned like, oh, we already have an unredeemable. Remember that? He's
Yeah,
like,
that's
and
what
I was
I'm
like,
saying.
you
I
bitch.
thought it was the boss.
No,
I
I
thought
knew it was
the
Will.
boss. Okay.
And
I didn't get that.
I
That
figured
was a fun take on it, though, that he was Scrooge I was going to say McDuck.
Dumbass.
Well, Scrooge McDuck, they do like, you've never seen the DuckTales reimagining where it's Scrooge McDuck?
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't, but yeah, so where he's Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah.
That's his name.
But yeah, and that, and like, oh, look at, I can't be redeemed, but then he's redeemed and all that shit. But I also knew that once he mentioned that Will Ferrell was overdue for retirement, I knew he was going to retire, go marry the black girl, have kids. Ryan Reynolds was going to take his spot. I knew
didn't know
all of
that.
that.
I honestly, I'll say to that point, I thought that was really unpredictable that Ryan Reynolds died.
No, I knew. I didn't know he was going to die like that. I just knew he was going to take Scrooge's place.
I did, but I thought maybe like, you know what I mean? He was going to live his life, then die, and then when he died, You know what I mean? They show.
Oh, like he was waiting for him type shit.
I thought that was the one thing I didn't like about it, because the whole point of the movie was like, Will Ferrell was like, I got redeemed, but did I really get redeemed? I only lived for 3 weeks after that. Basically, the point of the movie was, did I actually get redeemed? What if I would have lived for 10 more years? Would I have done anything?
Yeah.
So they basically did the same thing to Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
At the moment he got redeemed, he got killed. So do we even know if he got redeemed, or did he just do something good in the moment?
Yeah.
And I thought that was the moral of the story. So basically, they just like did a 180 and like put Ryan Reynolds in the perpetual depression position that Will Ferrell was in, where it's like he'll never know if he actually was
a
redeemed.
good human or not.
So I thought that was the one thing I really didn't like, because it didn't make no sense to me, because the moral of the story was like, you got him out of that. Like, if that Scrooge never knew, like, you find out that like Scrooge became good, but he dies 3 weeks later. And then Ryan Reynolds is basically, you know what I mean, he's pulling it out of him like, do you even think you were good?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Or did you just have a good 3 weeks before you died?
Right.
And I felt like that was the moral of the story. And then Ryan Reynolds redeems himself, and then like, yep, you're dead.
Dead.
Like,
Bye.
he didn't even get like 3 weeks. Is what I'm saying.
He
like,
got 3 minutes.
That's what I was saying. Maybe he gets a year or 2 or 3, and then I agree that I kind of felt like he was going to take his spot.
Yeah, that
shit like that.
Felt like it.
I just didn't like. I thought that was a dark turn to it, because he doesn't die.
That was pretty.
It like freezes, and it's like, oh, he didn't die. He's saved.
Yeah.
Then they come out, do the dance number. You're redeemed.
Yeah.
And then when they're done, he gets hit by the truck and dies. We're like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah,
like,
that was random as fuck.
I thought that was a little sad, because like you never get to see him do anything with his niece. You know what I mean? He had like a change of heart, and like.
I will say that backstory was sad as fuck. Though.
That was a really. That was. It
I will
was
give
really
it.
sad.
Yeah, I did like that too. That was like a good emotional gripping part. Was you learn more about his background.
Yeah,
like I said,
why
it was
he's
pretty
a
decent.
dickhead.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Him like turning his sister down.
Yeah.
His sister basically saying like, I know you could take care of the girl.
Yeah.
You'd be fine. And
You're
him,
acting like you
basically
can't.
like, and like taking the coward's way out, being like, no, you tell him, and then like running off, and like. Yeah, that again. I thought the movie was good, and like that part was fine. I thought it was a nice new take on an old story that we all know that, honestly, they've been telling for so long.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, it was a very fun take, I would say. I think Will Ferrell had fun. One thing I also did not like too, was me being a little nitpicky fuck, was he wore Converse. I don't know why that bothered me, but like everyone else had like their old fashioned shoes on, and then fucking Will Ferrell's got a pair of green Chucks on. Like what? It bothered me. I don't know why it bothered me that much, but it did. That was probably one of my biggest complaints was the Converse.
Yeah. I like Death a lot. It was Tracy Morgan.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. You brought that up. Sorry, but. Why the fuck did they not just have him there? Like, why was it his voice? Why
because the Ghost of Christmas Future is supposed to be his death.
I know, but like they couldn't like.
It would have been funny if
if they had his head.
Yeah. That would have been cool if he like turned into that, like when they're sitting around talking around, it's Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
But when he takes you on your dream or whatever, he turns into.
Well, it's like
guy.
a costume. Like they made it like a whole it was like a whole like movie set thing. Like that could have been like a costume he hops in and out of or something like that. That annoyed the shit out of me. Like why the fuck?
Yeah, he was like the only one that was actually like a monster.
Or like he wasn't. It was just a voice. They didn't put him in. I'm like, if he wanted to be a part of it, like there had to be a reason.
He was funny though.
Yeah. That was good. And then I'm trying to think of what else. Like I said, I didn't take too many notes, guys. Like I said, this wasn't
going to be. I knew this one was going to be a quick one because there's not much to say. It's just a review if we liked it or not. And I thought they did a good job making a Christmas movie with two big stars.
And their chemistry worked well.
The singing was okay. Like I said, I just don't like musicals. If you're somebody, I know a lot of people do like musicals though. Yeah. So you might really like it. The backstory was fine. The acting was really good.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I don't think it was really corny either, really cheesy or over the top.
I thought the comedy was going to be pretty garbage, but it's good.
Yeah,
it
wasn't
surprised.
like kiddie.
Yeah.
Like, it was like some pretty adult comedy and an adult storyline. I thought this just wasn't a Christmas movie. I don't think it was catered toward kids at all. I think it was for the older crowd.
Yeah. So should we do? I don't have much else to say. I don't want to milk it out.
Yeah, we don't have to draw it out. I would say I would give it a 5 out of 10. I'd just say it was average. For Christmas movies, if I were ranking at Christmas movies, I'd probably say it was a little higher. But I don't think it was a swing and a miss. I thought it was interesting. It's definitely worth the watch. You know what I mean? If you and the family want to watch a nice
it's only good for the holidays.
Yeah, nice little Christmas movie. But that's about it. I wouldn't say any more than that.
I put it at 6.5. I wrote my score down because I sat with it for a few days and thought about it. It's better than Elf. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, it was solid. Really, that's the only thing I can say is really solid. I was surprised. I think that's the best word I could say. I was surprised at how entertained I was.
Yeah. It was
I
better
had low
than
expectations.
Yeah, it was easy to watch. I didn't really have to
force.
Pause it. It didn't get really boring at any time.
No, I thought I was going to have to force myself way through. I thought it was a cash grab because Ryan Reynolds popping.
I felt that way too. I thought it was going to be a really corny, over the top cash grab, and it was like a real movie about some real issues type shit, and it was fine.
So yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the short episode. Let us know if you want to see more short episodes in the future. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe.
Or what Christmas movies or holiday movies, any movies you think we should review.
Yeah. That too, yeah. Comment all that down below. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Other than that, I'm Tom. This is Sean, and we'll see you guys next episode. Take care.